Action reports have just come through. Cadath is ours. It was hard fought for the Cylon, and they lost. I don't think we took any Marine casualties, and the tech priests are happy to report that we did capture a working example of their supercomputer. This is a problem, of course, with a xenospecies who is not wise enough in the ways of military to destroy their infrastructure before landfall is made. So their technology is ours. So at this point, we'll take a quick look at our disposition. We're, of course, defending Zouth with one of our ships of the line. That is one of our primary food-producing planets at this point. We can't let it fall into Xeno hands. We've got a troop transport en route. And we have a couple of our scout ships available. So from this point, we will continue the search into the galaxy. Our range is still quite limited, actually. We have initial drives. Ooh, geez. We're very limited. Okay. We have one more. Yeah. So we'll send one scout to the Celestial North, one to the Celestial South, and see if we can find any treasure planets. So at this point, we've pushed the Cylon back to 3 star systems. I'm sure between us and these Xenos to the east of them, they'll be hard-pressed at this point, even with their advanced technology. Their naval fleets, from what our long-range scanners have been able to show, are pathetically small. I have no idea how they've expected to exist in this hostile pocket dimension up to this point. The only thing of great note, I would say, is Kna? But we can't get there. Not with our ships of the line. Our scout ships could get there. But I dare say it'd be quite difficult to build enough scout ships to take out that space eel defending that potential splinter colony. But it's high on my priority list, to say the least. We'll take a look at our production queue real quick. We are falling behind on food again, so we'll shift a farmer on Zouth away from the factory production line to food production. This food is still an issue. We're going to have to strongly consider getting some hydroponic farms going. And let's actually take one of our 5 settlers on Rotan 5, and we will relocate them to Cadath, as we are in the process of annihilating the Xenos that are infesting the planet. 4 turns to Zouth, or to Cadath 1. I think everything else can stand for now. We don't have any new technologies we've captured to reformat the Purger at this point, so we'll let them build out. We have 4 or 5 of them in the queue, although this one at New Terra 3 is kind of a floater. I don't know that we'll ever get that thing finished for all the needs of New Terra 3. Although I would like to see... Let's integrate this new computer technology into the production line on these ships. Get the several supercomputers built up as quick as we can. I actually do want a couple more ships of the line done sooner rather than later, so I'm not going to swap out all of them. I think that would be a mistake. Obviously, we have a refit ship in 2 turns. We'll keep that one going. The dangers of this little galaxy are far too great to foolishly ignore the needs we have for defense and offense. But yeah, we'll move all these in. I don't think we're in desperate need of a freighter fleet exactly at the moment. In the colony base, I think I might move the research lab and the supercomputer ahead of that colony base. Let's try that. All right, so that's pretty much everything. We'll proceed from there and see what we find. So, New Terra Prime finished the supercomputer, Moretta Prime supercomputer, and Zouth 3 finished their research lab. So that's a massive bonus. Literally 25-30% of the research we had is now going to be done automatically via these, I don't want to say thinking machines, but they're collating machines, sample gathering machine, and analysis machines that allow a small handful of tech priests to try and crack open new technologies for us. I see we're falling behind slightly on BC input. We'll advance again. Oh. Terra 2 finished a Purger, and the refit of a Paladin to a Purger is completed at Rigel 2. That's fantastic. We need those ships. And after completion of that, we do want to work on that supercomputer. So every single one of our planets can be contributing to our technology base. And a Purger finished on our Forge world of New Terra 2. We'll need them to get that supercomputer done as well. And then we'll get some hydroponic farms going here as soon as it's reasonable to do so. But for the time being, I would launch an invasion right now on Zubin or Mentar. Oh, we can't reach Mentar. Ooh. Seriously, why? Oh. I can't believe our fleet can't even cross that small gap. That is a problem. We can reach Zubin. But if I take the 2 ships of the line now, that leaves us with nothing defending Kadath, which is, we know the Cylon, they're extremely weak and feeble-minded when it comes to military matters. They could try and counter-strike. This is interesting. The Cylon fleet is en route with the destroyer and a frigate and a colony ship to Gammas. We could drive them off with one of our ships in the line. However, every place they put down a colony, they're likely, if they have not learned their lessons, to leave behind technology we could harvest from capturing it. So, I would just assume, I'm sure the Marines would back me up on this, let them colonize Gammas. With this defense, they won't be able to get a star base or a missile base made before we can go in, drop our Marines, and see if we can capture some technology. Yeah, let's do that for now. And then this other ship here around Mentar is another pathetic frigate with 7 transport ships. These are troop transports, but I can't imagine what the Cylon think their Marines are capable of capturing. That just is almost laughable to me. There's no Xeno they can overpower on the ground. Fair enough. We'll give it another turn. We're keeping an eye on our BC production right now because we are falling short. The Guardian attacks the Terrans at the Orion system. What is this Guardian? We're getting a garbled report. We didn't even see the enemy. Our frigate was only able to send out, not an SOS, they weren't calling for help, but they simply sent out the last data transmission from their craft automatically before they were being annihilated instantaneously by an unseen foe. Galactic News Network, the galaxy's most watched information source. Ships in your empire recently visited the legendary Orion star system. We can see up on the screen in this broadcast from this metal man. It's like a predatory mechanical life form, possibly sentient. Yes. So presumably this is the creature that destroyed our Marines and on our scout ship. Orion's special. The Guardian defends the ruins of the ancient Orion homeworld. To plunder Orion's riches, you must defeat the Guardian. Oh. Oh my. Long-range scans and the up-close scans our frigate got at the edge of the system when they popped in there from the webways. Second planet out. Huge Gaia class relative to Terrans. Max pop of 35, ultra rich. We need that planet. But clearly the Guardian, we can't see what its capabilities are at long range, but that is a serious threat. Let's move our battleships out. Let's get an extra ship to Kadath, and then we can leave one behind and Ooh, boy, I really want to get the Nan? Na? Let's call it Na. Because Kana sounds a little odd. Nah, sure, there you go. We've already got a ship line. Let's have both ships make their way to Cadiz. I'm trying to see if these... They still have yet to colonize Gammas. I hope they'll colonize Gammas. Interesting. Alright. Oh. The Cylon fleet attacks the Terran's colony at Tai. That's an outpost. There's just a skeleton crew there. And we've arrived in the Thugon system. Treasury's running low. Supercomputer completed at Terra 2. Lost outpost at Tai Prime due to bombardment. And one settler arrived at Cadiz Prime. Supercomputer completed. And what do we got next in the queue here? We probably want another Purger on deck. Geez, I'm wondering. This is New Terra 2. Let's actually have New Terra 2 complete a hydroponic farm. They can have that done in a turn. And let's have them do the biosphere as well. Then we will have them continue work on the Purger. Alright, so they'll have that food production done soon, and we're almost done annihilating the final Cylon scum here, which is good. Alright. Jeez, the Cylon did not colonize Gammas. Uh-oh. Hold on. We've got a problem. I had to send a report into our Marine allies that we've lost the capability to strike at any of the Cylon colonies due to the loss of our outpost at Tai. Because of this, the Marine commander explained to me, having powerful weapons are only as useful as your ability to project them upon your enemy. He says the Xenos oftentimes you cannot wait for them to come to you. You have to be able to go to them. So I've been ordered to redirect our research into anti-gravitic harnesses for the powered armor the Marines have. They got powered armor just recently, which was a massive upgrade. And he wants us to divert our research into iridium fuel cells. These will greatly extend the range of our ships, how far they can go through the webways before returning to refuel. So it's kind of an emergency build. That's actually the most expensive technology on here. But at this point, our fleet's Cadiz is cut off from us, essentially. It looks like the battleships en route will still be able to get there. But otherwise, yeah, that is difficult. This means our invasion is at a standstill for the moment. What happened to the colony ship? It's just disappeared. It's not at Gammas? I almost wonder if I could run off those small ships, but the ships will run. We could send a ship with a line to run them off of the TIE system. It doesn't matter now, and I don't want to take the time to build another outpost system. We'll let it sit for now. Can this transport reach Cadiz? Yes. And can this ship reach Cadiz? Yes. So we can back away from the Cadiz system. We just can't advance further into Cylon territory until we get the research done. Let's take another look at our leader situation real quick. We have Director Gallus, who's helping us with our finances. I would love to repurpose him somewhere else. So the Terra system is obviously our best system, but I want to get Rigel into the Terra system. No. Actually, because Rigel has... Let's see, let's check our commando skills. Increases the effect of ground troops, that's nice. Tactics. Increases the initiative of all accompanying ships in the star system. An instructor increases experience points by 3 for all ships. I think Rigel would be best served in the new, not Cadath, the Zulth system. So I could see the 3 worlds of the Zulth system becoming pretty major for us. So let's reassign Rigel there. Gallus is at Rotan, but we keep bleeding off population. I'm trying to find a place that has more people. The more people, the more effective Rotan can be. He's probably better off just where he is then. All right, it'll sit. There's nothing I can do with the leaders that are really going to help us right now. Treasury's still running low. Hydroponic farm completed at New Terra 2, thus giving us food surplus for the first time in quite a while. And we annihilated the last conquered Cylon at Cadath Prime. Excellent. Quite a few ships are in motion for the Cylon fleet. They have destroyers heading to Zac. Frigate there. There's that colony ship. I was hoping they would colonize Gammas, but they didn't for some reason. I'm going to leave this little scout here because really the only other planets that we're going to be able to reach anytime soon are these 2. So we'll just sit on that for the time being. Although, perhaps once we have the new Iridium fuel cell technology, we could launch a strike onto Nan there. Kana, and take out that eel. Hopefully finding a Terran positive splinter colony. Galactic News Network, the galaxy's most watched information source. The Alkari Empire is growing in strength. It now controls 8 star systems. It shows no signs of weakness. I don't know if we've come into contact with the Alkari yet. They sound horrible, though. Biosphere is completed on New Terra 2. That's awesome. That's probably one of our most valuable planets. It doesn't produce food, but the ultra-rich nature. And with these biospheres, they'll be able to grow that population to 12, which is an insane amount of building capacity. Supercomputer finished on Rotan and another in the Rigel system. So our research is shooting up rapidly, which I'm not going to complain about. Let's make an adjustment to our tax base, unfortunately. That gets our BC into the positive, but it is a massive tax on all of our production, on all of our worlds. I don't really care for that. And I see the Cylons have returned to Gammas, fingers crossed, with the colony ship. If they're stupid enough to colonize that planet, that's where we strike next. I'm hoping, I'm praying to the Emperor that they'll tweak their feeble little brains and trick them into colonizing that world. Supercomputer finished at Rotan. Transporters next in the queue. We have quite a transporter fleet, and they have colonized Gammas. This is wonderful. Actually, we'll actually send out the fleet now to counterstrike, because our 2 battleships will be at Cadath in 1 turn, and we won't need more than 2 ships to run off this fleet. We know the new colony is not going to have missile bases or star bases to defend it. This is a no-brainer. Although I will send... Oh, no, we already sent our transport. We do need more transports done. So we're down to, I think, 3. And I see here that Rotan is, in fact, working on them. Freighter fleet's coming up soon. Okay. I'll help some of these newer colonies purchase things out shortly, but I want to make sure we get a little bit of a positive net bonus on our BC surpluses. So yeah, we'll see combat in a turn or 2. Oh my, Magistrate Owry, the environmentalist. And Magistrate Owry will wait to see if we can raise the 120 credits to bring her in. We're actually going to be able to get her next turn, and she's an environmentalist. Oh my. A massive minus 45% reduction to pollution costs. That would be a huge help. Gosh, I wonder if we could use her on New Terra. I doubt it would offset the plus 30% production we gained from Crassus. But we'll find a use for her. But yeah, we will hire her. So just as soon as we have the money. Freighter fleet completed. We've got a massive surplus of freighters. And here we go, combat. So this is the Gammas colony. Will be ours. They're defending it with a single destroyer against our 2 ships of the line. Not even a question. I'm going to manually direct the fleet here. I would love to attempt to capture this destroyer. So I'm going to disable our nuclear missiles to see if we could somehow disable the ship. Done. We'll send in our other ship of the line. I'm going to disable the missiles, and I'm going to strike this ship with just the neutron blaster. Dang it. Destroyed outright. I really would love to capture one of their ships and get our hands on some of more of their technology. There is a single colonist will invade. Thanks for the planet, I guess. They didn't even have anyone defending it. Magistrate Gallus is advanced in his career level, 30% financial production. That's huge. Very handy considering our BC detriments lately, shortfalls. Rigel, too, could finish the supercomputer. We will annihilate the Xeno scum on Gammas, of course. And we will have them work on automatic factory, marine barracks, research lab, supercomputer, starbase, in that order. But return. And we finished building the supercomputer on Rigel 2. Fantastic. They don't need biospheres yet. Perhaps a hydroponic farm. And then perhaps a couple of transport ships. Now let's do a couple of things before I forget. It's easy to forget. Let's hire Magistrate Auri, which cost us 2 BC a turn. I think we can offset that. And where can we put her that has a large amount of production and presumably pollution? Rigel? A rich and an abundant? Yeah, let's send her there. 5 turns. Excellent. And let's get we'll use these massive surplus of freighters we have to get some colonists to this newly captured Gammas. So, yeah, let's pluck 2 people away from Moretta. That should be fine. Whatever they're working on there can slow down a bit. I think the only planet I don't really want to pluck people away from would be New Terra 2 and possibly 3. Although I do want to start moving farmers away here on New Terra so that we can get a better production rate going. They essentially make almost nothing on New Terra 2 except for food. These numbers are looking good, though. Oh, that's odd. We've just gotten reports that our farmers on Zoth are only producing 1.5 food each. You notice that food will drop by 1 if I take 1 away. But if I pull away 2 farms, it drops by 3, telling me 1.5. They have soil enrichment on that planet. It's one of the first things we did. It's already an arid world, so it's a desert world with enrichment. They should produce 2 apiece. They're not. Because they don't have marine barracks. I'm going to move the marine barracks to the top of the order. I honestly am surprised it wasn't there. Maybe I put the supercomputer ahead of that. What that's going to do by having that done is it'll increase this from 6 food production to 8. It's just a much more efficient use of our workers and our farmers. They're getting a 20% detriment due to morale issues, not having the comfort of having armed Marines looking over them at all times. So I understand that. No Terran could possibly sleep well at night knowing there wasn't an armed Marine in their town with them, looking out, keeping the Xenos away. Yeah. That's how I sleep at night. Sleep well. And we're still waiting for our iridium fuel cells to come through. We're close. We're very close. Oh, and I just realized something else. Oh, look at how pathetic their fleet is. It's so pathetic. Oh. Hold on. We could strike out at Zubin. But Mentar's going to be a much better planet. And we could cut Zubin off. We could even go for Zach, cutting off these Xenos over here that are going to be trying to take them. That's a good question. I don't honestly know the right answer there. I want to take Na up here, away from that space seal. If there's a splinter colony, it should just mean millions, potentially, of human Terran settlers. Or it'll be Xenos and we'll wipe them out. Either way, the planet will be ours. But the splinter colony is going to presumably have some machinery on the surface, as well as, based off the radio chatter, quite a few inhabitants. We think they're Terran. Let's advance a turn. Gosh, I see our BC production's falling rapidly here. Marine barracks completed. Marine barracks completed. Last Xeno disposed of at Gammas Prime, which is nice. They're going to sleep a lot better in Gammas Prime knowing there are no Xeno taints about. By taint, I mean the threat of the taint of Xenos, not the... You know what I'm saying. Okay. We don't need 2 ships of the line at Kadith. I do want to group them up, though, because I would like to strike at Mentar. Potentially. No, let's do this. I got to keep 1 ship back. Here we go. I'm going to move one of the ships onto Zoth, and I am going to strike immediately at Zuban. I'm going to leave Gammas undefended. No, I'm going to move this ship from, instead of having to go to Zoth, I don't need it there yet. I'm thinking of attacking the eel as quickly as we can, but we don't have the technology yet. So we're going to shuffle. We're going to break apart our ships of the line, defending as many systems as we can while taking away from the Xenos at the same time. Let's advance a turn. Here are the iridium fuel cells. Supply sufficient energy to propel a ship 9 parsecs before refueling. This should take care of all of our problems as far as traveling about the pocket dimension. We will jump back onto the anti-grav harness. Again, this helps our Marines' power armor. New Terra completed a supercomputer, and Rotan christened the new ship a transport, which is good. We are in desperate need of transports. And yeah, we'll send that transport onto Zoth just to get them clustered up. Our scout can move out. Yeah, let's have our scout move on now. That's perfect. And let's see combat at Zubin. What do we got here? 1 frigate. For a second, I thought they had two battleships. No, 1 frigate and not even a star base. But it's a rich desert planet. That means we can grow food there and we can mine it. We don't need their population, that's for sure. Oh, dang it. I skipped on the attack. Keep your worthless ships out of Illyrian space, foolish self, says Zat. We will not tolerate any trouble from you or your kind. That is the Illyrian, or the Eldar Illyrian. Dark. Holy cows, that's quite a little pocket of space they have there. Unfortunately, I skipped on the attack. Can I make our... Can we engage? Yeah, we'll engage. And are they sending a ship in? They're sending in another frigate. That's excellent. That's another chance for us to potentially capture one of their ships. And actually, we will be heading here after that eel in just a moment. Let's advance our turn. Let's take our shot here in combat. They have these 2 pathetic ships defending this planet. There's no missile base. It's almost laughable. It's just like they have no idea how to fight. Oh, man. If I could just disable that ship. I'm afraid our neutron blaster might destroy this one. I'm using restraint here in an effort to take the ship's whole. I'm going to target with the fusion beam only. Dang it. Other fusion beam only? Try the neutron blaster. Actually, can I hit them with the PD beam? PD laser cannon? No. I have a feeling the heavy neutron blaster is going to destroy the Those frigates are so delicate. They have 3 power suits and a tank against our powered Marines. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. I don't think they're going to take any. Oh, they even have a militiaman defending. Whoa. They took out 2 of our Marines. That's impressive. I guess when we get the anti-grav harness, it'll up that differential even more. And we got a useless alien management center. Gosh darn it. That is a technology I do not care about. Provides better control of occupied alien populations. Aliens work harder, assimilate into your empire twice as fast, and are half as likely to revolt. Not when they're dead, they're completely unlikely to revolt. Who is this? Captain Jared the Explorer. You find Captain Jared, who joins you out of gratitude for being rescued. Quick genetic scan shows this total Chad is Terran, 100% through. We will bring them into our fleet. Helmsman, navigator, weaponry, diplomat. The helmsman is going to help with the defensive number on your ship. Navigator lets you travel through nebulous clouds in around black holes uninhibited. The weaponry is +10 to our offensive power for our ships. And diplomat, I don't even know what the word diplomat means, quite honestly. I think it has something to, like, he's a good card player or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter to us. Rotan 5, finish training the new spy. And yes, we will annihilate these Xeno scum as quick as we can. Can we shift all of them over to production here? Yeah, let's have them get the Marine barracks done. Supercomputer, starbase, in that order. So we have missile base options. We may want to consider building missile bases shortly. They are sending in their destroyer. That is so preposterous. So we have a couple things to do. Let's get a colonist on the way to Zubin right now before I forget. Giamis, we've already sent a colonist. They're just en route. And so, yes, we will pluck away someone from Rotan and send them to Zubin. They'll be there in 3 turns. That's nice and quick. We are coming up horribly short on our income right now. That's a problem. Let's move our scout ship on here. But did we find something virtuous? It didn't show me. Oh, no, gas giant. Okay. Thugon has a poor planet. That's probably not even worth taking. Some really, I don't say valueless, but low value planets here. Let's send one of our ships as well as the transport back to Zoth at this point. And let's actually send this battleship from Gammas on to Zoth as well. I think Gammas is relatively isolated and protected by Zoth and Kadath at this point. It's kind of tucked into our system. We will try to capture this destroyer, gingerly as always. So this is just an open space fight. Let's do a quick scan of their ship. See what they have. 20 structure, 20 armor. It's a type of armor called Tritanium. I would love to get my hands on some Tritanium armor. They're using a fusion beam, fusion bombs, nuclear bombs, battle pods, security stations. I wouldn't mind learning the security station technology. But this is a pathetic ship. Given their technology, I would have assumed they would have better equipment. This is unusual, to say the least. We're going to disable the nuclear missiles, knowing what kind of damage they could do. And let's take a shot with the fusion beam. Turn off our scanners. It didn't even penetrate the shield. Now let's try the neutron blaster. It got through that time. Okay. They're taking a shot on us. I don't know if I want to get too close to them. The shield's back up. Let's hit them with the fusion beam and then try and use the neutron blaster. Okay, that worked. And we did some damage to the internal stuff. I wonder if we get in with the point defense lasers, possibly? I am afraid the neutron blaster will completely destroy that ship at this point. Although, do neutron blasters damage shields? Any damage that penetrates the shield kills 1 Marine for every 5 points of internal damage. Ugh, if there's just a way to turn off. Oh. Okay. Really wanted to capture that ship. Alright, new Terra Prime, christened the Purger. Transport done, which was good. 2 settlers arrived at Gammas Prime. Oh, that's right, we sent 2. And we suppressed 5 Cylon rebels on Zubin Prime. I bet we did. It's great. New Terra Prime completed the Purger. Are they in need of... I'm not going to build them a biosphere yet. I could see a hydroponic farm potentially. Again, help us with our food situation. The population across all these colonies is growing pretty rapidly, to be quite honest with you. I am going to send... Oh, no, we got to wait for a couple more ships of the line to show up at Zoth, and then we'll go after that eel. Zubin should be able to defend itself with a single ship of the line. Kadath with a single ship. And New Terra... Oh, there we go. Oh, I like that. Where do we want to send this? On to Zoth for now. Okay, let's advance our turn. Scouts arrived at the Monius system. An abundant radiated and a poor radiated with gas giant. That's new transport completed. I'm going to leave the scout here in Monius to try and defend. I could see us trying to colonize that. Do we have anyone working on a colony ship? No, which makes sense. We have Purgers coming online pretty soon. I want to redesign the Purger. I don't like the way the firepower works. I want to break out those beam weapons. Although it's likely the other Xenos we're going to fight are going to have more than frigates and destroyers. It's just so hard to... They're an easy ship to capture if you can take it intact, and that's what we're having trouble with. They're not self-destructing. They just can't take even 2 shots from a neutron blaster without disintegrating. But I probably should wait till we have slightly better technologies to bother refitting an entire, ship line. Okay, I do want a colony ship, though. Where can I pluck one away from? New Terra? Sure. Let's have them work on the colony ship after this hydroponic farm. I don't think we need to rush to colonize since that planet is hung out there so far. I could see these Xenos giving us trouble. We'll have to defend it as well. We'll send that transport onto Zoth for the time being. And do we think 2 of our ships of the line? Let's get 1 more ship of the line before we take on that deal. I don't want to risk losing a battleship to an animal for all intents and purposes. Marine barracks finished. Purger finished. Hydroponic farm, supercomputer, and a settler arrived at Zubin. Excellent. So yeah, this is Terra 2. They can now grow to 12 population, which is fantastic. Let's have them just start on another Purger. There's no reason we wouldn't do that. We have plenty of freighter fleets, so that's not a question. And yeah, let's send this battleship onto Zoth as well. And now we can launch our attack on the eel. Listen, we'll take all the ships. I don't think we need transports to capture a splinter colony. They should be amenable to join us or face annihilation, so we'll see what happens. And then, yeah, our ship of the line is en route to Zoth. I mean, it's undefended, which isn't a great idea. But we're going to roll the dice on this here. Got to take some risks sometimes. And yeah, these new little colonies are growing. We may help them with that automated factory, but for the time being, we'll let them continue. Transports are in the queue, so we'll have quite a few transports for further incursions. We're continuing to work on spies, which is not a bad idea. And next turn. Here's the anti-grav harness. Allows ground troops and armor to fly, increasing their mobility and defense. Adds a +10 to their ground combat rating, so make them Marines easily the toughest in the pocket dimension. At this point, the next researched here is this dang xenopsychology. I really don't even want to bother with it. But we want to move through down Scientology's route there. Or sorry, sociology, not Scientology. We're going to find ways to improve our capital gains, BC production ultimately. So we will research it. We'll have it in 6 turns. All these new supercomputers have well more than doubled our research capacity. Rotan finished a spy and with additional spies in the works. That's good. The Alkari and the Sakra are at war. That is excellent. We know the Alkari have at least 8 planetary systems. They must be up here in the far celestial northeast of our pocket dimension, since we haven't contacted them, but they're a massive alien species. I'm not exactly sure who the Sakra are. I think the Sakra are these blue Xenos here. All right, we will, let's actually take a quick look. Can we help with the auto factory? Soon. Okay, soon. Let's continue. Moretta Prime finished the Purger. Research lab is done, and a new ship to transport. Excellent. So we may want to hold off with transport production for the time being. Do they need a biosphere here yet? No, they have plenty of room to grow. They're growing slowly, which is fine. Let's get another warship going. Finish the Purger here. What can they work on? Let's get a hydroponic farm for them. Hydroponic farm will also help if any of these planets are ever blockaded by Xenos. They'll have some amount of food production to avoid total starvation of the colony. There's a transport. We'll have it move on to Zoth for the time being, and at Moretta, we'll send the ship of the line onto Zoth as well. So our navy is growing very fast, which I'm not going to complain about. Actually, I would love if we could get a battleship down to, no, Monas. Our colony ship will be able to reach Monas, though, because every colony ship was built with extended fuel tanks. So let's just see here. 6 turns. All right, we won't speed production on the colony ship. We can wait for that. No problem. And here we go. There are 2 worlds here. There's the Splinter Colony, which is ultra-rich, and a large, poor radiated planet, but I'll take both worlds, provided we can defeat this space eel. Let's scan the thing just at... Oh, shoot. Put it on automatic. All right, I got it turned off. That's good. I didn't want to destroy the dang thing without seeing it first. So it has combat bonuses of 100% to its beam attack. Its beam defense is 120. It's not great. At least we have nuke salvos we can use on this thing. Its combat agility is 24. Incredibly fast. Body has simply 300 structure, 1 plasma flux, and 1 lightning field. I believe the lightning field destroys... I can't click on it to get information. It's going to destroy our incoming missile salvos, but we will jump forward and we will launch. Oh, that did a pretty good amount of damage there. All right, let's see. Well, it's going to hit us next. Let's see what it does. That's its lightning field? Interesting. It did some damage to the nukes, but they still seem to strike relatively effectively. Yeah, let's take this thing down. I think we'll have it this turn, actually. I don't think it's going to survive this. Oh, it did. It did survive this. Okay, and... well, with any luck, it won't be able to actually destroy one of our ships. Fingers crossed. Still alive. Wow, the nuke should finish it. Here we go. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It's possible only 2 of our ships of the line could have destroyed it. And here, the small pocket dimension is trying to find peace through electing a leader. We're not interested in that. We don't want to be in an alliance with Xenos. They would taint our people. Bad influences, leading to heresies. We would have to exterminate everyone. We don't want to do that. We'll just exterminate them, and we'll keep ourselves. The High Council is convened. We'll speed through here. Alkari, Darlok, Nolam, Illyrians, Klakons, Cylons, the Sakra, and us. We will obviously vote for ourselves. And neither side has a 2/3 majority. No one wins. That's exactly what we want. Scouts arrive at the Na system. Splinter Colony. A colony once broke off from your race. They were transported here, and they managed to find this habitable world. These Terrans will join back up with us. The colony is small, 3 population, and will want to integrate into your society once again. That is wonderful. So we annihilated the last conquered Cylon and Zuban. Rotan completed another transport with another one in the queue. And the Alkari and the Sakra are now at peace. That's not great. I don't like that. All right, here are our 3 brothers and sisters and a mix of biological kids in here. Let's get the automated factory built. Let's get that colony base built. Then the Marine barracks, research lab, supercomputer, star base, and a soil enrichment eventually. Yeah, we might as well have them farm at some point. We'll want that. This is interesting. Now we have a better view of the Null fleet. A battleship, beautiful design, and another battleship, 2 frigates, and a destroyer with some troop transports. So they're not toothless. I mean, those battleships are no joke. Let's leave 2 ships of the line up here for the time being. And we will regroup our fleet at Zoth, deciding where we're going to strike next. I'm thinking possibly Mentar. No? No. The Mentar are easy pickings. We've reduced them to 2 colonies. I went after them initially because I was afraid of how far ahead they were with technology relative to everyone else with their massive putrescent brain sacs. But they're contained now. And they have pressure from the dark Eldarians down here, as well as the horrible Darlock. The cloaks, they're all amorphous. And us, and potentially the Klakon down here. No, I think they're hemmed in. I think we should go after the Null next. Let's take a quick look at our information on the Xenos here. Yes, if we look in the composite view, based off everything we're being told, the Null are the weakest of all species, and we've pulled ahead. We have surpassed the Cylon, and we surpassed the Klakon quite easily. Now, the Darlock and the Sakar are still above us here. We don't see where the Alkari are. But that's fine. We want a challenge left. We don't want the fight to be too easy. So, but in my opinion, the Nolim and the Illyrian would be the ones to go after. The Cylon are flattening out. And let's break it down a little bit. Let's get composite here. The populations, well, we're well above everyone else except the Sakra. With buildings, we're roughly in parity with everyone that's at the top. Fleets, we're well ahead. You can see the Cylon here struggling, but the Nolim are trying to rebuild. Let's hit them while they're weak. And of course, with research, well, I'll tell you what, if we capture some Nolim technology, it could help us out. So let's not redivert our fleet. Let's have them stay at Na. And we have a bunch of ships coming in. Oh yeah, we are going to move out. I'm actually going to redivert this ship to Na now, knowing that other ships are coming in to back them up. So yeah, we're going to let the Mentar and Zach just float there for now. It's possible the Xenos will finish them off for us, but I think we could potentially grab all 4 of these systems because they're nicely, you know, there's a reason the Sakra have not gotten through here yet. Either the gap is too great, or perhaps the nebula, maybe space monsters. It's hard to say. But I think we could take all these and defend them more easily because they are just in a good strategically defensive location. Okay, so that's a plan. Advance our turn. Oh, did we get our leader, the captain, onto a ship? We should do that. Alien Management Center's done. Xenopsychology, we'd already finished. I'm not even going to bother. I don't even care. So we're at the 900 RP level here. What do we want? Assault shuttles? Yes. Shields down here? Absolutely. Microbiotics to grow our population more quickly? Yeah. Jeez, it's all good, folks. I wouldn't mind the microbiotics right now to grow faster. Class 3 shields would help our ships. There's almost something we need here for... I would like assault shuttles for our ships. I would like ion drives or ion pulse cannons for our ships. Positronic computer for our fire rate. Class 3 shields. There's a lot of stuff here. Now, if we go with microbiotics, our people will grow more quickly. I think I'm going to go for that, microbiotics. Because our planets really aren't maxed out except for New Terra 3, I think. And we have some really big planets. We have a lot of worlds to fill. With our large surplus freighter fleets, we can transport population around. So I think that's what we're going to do. Rotan finished the transport. I'll send that up to Na there. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I think we're going to launch some attacks, though, on the null planets. Can 3 of our battleships take one of theirs? 2 of theirs, potentially? Or actually, we'll wait for these battleships to get here. We'll get a 4th battleship, because I don't want to leave Na unprotected either. Supercomputer completed. Hydroponic farm. Rotan finished a spy. And Lyrian and Darlock empires are now at peace. I don't like that. All right. Here we are. Let's have them build a hydroponic farm and then another spy or 2 and then a biosphere, because they're going to need it here shortly. They finished the hydroponic farmer. They don't need a biosphere yet. They're growing quite slowly, which hopefully microbiotics will help us with. And let's get a purger in the queue. Probably going to end up with more purgers than we need. Can we launch this attack now? 4 battleships. Want to go crack Null? Yeah, would like to try. You know what? There's a good chance we can maybe capture some of these ships as well. So we're going to try it. We're reading a massive breach in the webway. Something's coming through. Transport. Did I advance the turn? They don't need biospheres yet. Let's get another hydroponic farm for them and then have them continue to work on transports. So a breach came through, some sort of massive Xenos fleet, extremely alien, but I don't see it in our territory, so I'm not going to worry about it, I guess. Okay. And we'll send the transport on to Na. And we'll advance a turn. And here we go. Combat at the Null planets. Oh gosh, this could be difficult. Star bases, missile bases, a battleship, a destroyer, frigate. Let's try it. Let's go for it. We're here to fight, right? I'm not saying this will be easy by any measure. I would love to capture the ships. Let's launch the nukes onto the planetary surface. We've got a couple salvos of them. And then let's just take a shot on the battleship, and we'll see if we can get in there and capture it. That didn't do much, I'll tell you what. Okay. We'll advance our ships forward. I will launch the nuclear missile salvo onto the planetary surface. And then the remainder of our weapons we will hit the battleship with. Alright. I'm almost wondering if we should have one of our ships try and take out the smaller frigates. Let's see what they're armed with real quick. If they have missiles, I would love to destroy them. No, just mass drivers. Okay. With a leader. Oh, gosh. That could be a bit of a problem. Let's check the other one. Another leader? There's no missiles on there. I was afraid of missile fleets. Flights of missiles. Interesting, the Gremlin. They have their leaders on their frigates. That's suicidal. Right? Okay. Let's see if we can disable some of these little ships here. So let's launch our missiles onto the planetary surface. We need to take out their missile base. They're away. Let's try, I guess, just a fusion beam. They've got shields. It did nothing. Let's try the neutron blaster. Did nothing. Okay, well, that's impressive. Geez, we may really need to take out these leaders. Gonna bypass all of our nuclear missiles, launching them on the planet, and then we will take a shot at their battleship with our... Oh my. Interesting. This will be a difficult fight, but we'll continue to close the gap here as quick as we can. See what kind of shape our ship is. All right, our ship survived that pretty well. I'm not too concerned there. So let's try and use our point defense weapons on the leader's ship here. Complete miss. Okay, let's try the beam hit. Didn't punch through the shield. Interesting. And total miss. Well, that's a problem at this range. I'm going to launch the nukes onto that. We're going to take out that leader. Really need to take out the leader there. Okay, we'll advance our ship here. We'll fire a point defense. Got a little bit of that. Let's target the planet with a nuke salvo. And let's see if we can hit any of these ships. Oh, that did a pretty good job. Excellent. Okay. Let's move these guys forward here. I'm going to fire the nukes onto the planetary surface again. And I don't know if we're going to have any luck here. Let's use our smaller weaponry. Try and hit their missiles. Nah, we'll let the missiles impact. I'm going to try and pick apart this destroyer here. Oh, they're still in one piece? Are you serious? Son of a gun. Alright, well, here's the heavy neutron blaster. But it took out a lot of their missiles, at least, which will help our ship survive. And yeah, let's close the gap here. We'll fire our nuclear salvo at the planetary surface. And let's see if we can hit the guys with any of these weapons. No. Let's give it everything we got here. Nah, we're barely doing anything. Dang it. That's another one of their leaders down. Missile base is still intact. Let's advance this. Can we hit those missiles? No. Let's land to their battleship with everything we have. Ship's in reasonable shape. Let's target that incoming missile. We'll advance. And we'll target their battleship again. Move these guys in as deep as we can get. And I think we're going to have to just lay into this little guy with just everything we have. Oh, I would love to disable them. Dang it. Missile base is still functional on the planetary surface. That is a problem for us, without a doubt. Hit them with everything we've got. Are our engines out? Take a shot with the PDs. And let's see if we can capture this ship here with what? Try our PDs on it. We'll try our fusion beam. I think it's going to tear that ship apart. No. And we'll try our neutron blaster. Dang it. We're just wasting our time on that dang frigate. He retreated. Oh, geez, we're going to lose a ship here shortly. Tell you what I want to do, though, is I want to capture the starbase here. We're going to avoid the missile alert. Move forward as far as we can. Can we board yet? Full capture mission. Ship captured. That takes that out of play. Hit done. There we go. Missile base on the planetary surface is done. Now at this point we can take our time trying to capture this battleship. We're trying to turn our ship. There we go. We're going to hit them with everything we've got. Oh, I didn't save any PD. Unfortunately, we may lose that ship. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, and at this point, we're just going to see if we can disable these guys. I don't know how to turn the dang ship. Oh, it's not letting me rotate the ship. We're going to lose her anyway. We'll just hit done. That's tough, losing 2 ships to the line, but we are going to capture their capital ship, it looks like. Starbase. There's nothing left. Done. Hit them with everything we have. Whoa. I didn't quite mean to do that. And here we go. This is going to be 12 power suits against 12 infantry, 3 tanks. 1 marine down. They even have a few militia. 2 marines down. We're hitting at a plus 60 on combat there, so that was pretty effective. And we got terraforming technology and positronic computer. Oh my gosh, that's so good. 2 technologies from that raid. And a neural scanner. 3 technologies. I don't know that I didn't know that was possible. Okay, so the terraforming, you guys understand, the positronic computer is going to allow our beam weapons to fire at a plus 75. In the neural scanner here, with improved data processing methods, the pathways of the brain can be mapped and analyzed, providing a near-perfect lie detector used by spies to elicit information, adding 10 to all spy rolls. That's really helpful because we had no spy knowledge whatsoever. There's the null system. It's our planet now. Your cruel assault on our planet in the null system will not go unanswered, Sol says that. We are now at war. It's fine with us. So, Terra Prime christened the new ship the Colony Ship. Hydroponic farm finished. We're at war with the Nolan, and the Alkari and the Darlock are now at peace. Colony Ship is finished here on Terra. Let's, we kind of need to shift gears a little bit. Our spies have just been improved. We need to redesign the Purger to get that new computer on there. We're struggling with these ships. I kind of want to lay them out a bit different, but we don't have a lot of improvements yet. Let's do a quick redesign here, though. Let's take this to the Purger 1. So let's remove the Scout Lab, because with when we initially designed the Purger, we didn't have supercomputers. But now that we do, it really makes the Scout Lab pointless, in my opinion. So let's remove that. And let's think about how we want to be using these ships. I can see closing the gaps to jump in, get close to the enemies, and let our Marines be as effective as possible. So potentially, augmented engines. It's plus 5 combat speed. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. I would also like to see reinforced hull. Ion weapons are coming into our galaxy at this point. The thing with an ion weapon is I believe it does extra damage against the structure, or is that the graviton beam? Well, at any rate, it makes our ships a lot tougher to destroy by increasing the structure from 100 to 300. So, yeah. Oh, we already have titanium armor. Interesting. Okay. So let's just look at this real quick here. Our ships, let's get rid of the battle scanner, because we don't need it as much with the positronic computer we just got by chance. So let's remove the battle scanner. So here's what we've got. We have heavy armor reinforced hull to make our ships just much tougher, resistant to armor-piercing weaponry, and a lot of extra structure around the engines. So with whatever advanced beam weapons that are coming into technology, like tiers or trees around the galaxy, they won't be able to just wipe out a structure, destroying an entire ship without going through the armor and the built-up structure first. Augmented engines will allow our ships to close the gap more quickly with space stations and enemy ships, allowing our Marines to do what they do. You saw how that fight really turned over. As soon as our Marines captured that star base, it was relatively undamaged. But because it's always immobile, our Marines can land as soon as they punch through a shield. And that's what we're going to do it time and again. So that being said, I like the 2 salvos of nukes, maybe even increase that to 3 for planetary bombardment purposes. Yeah. We have to be able to take out missile bases and fighter garrisons on planetary surfaces. The star bases and battle stations we'll take out with our Marines. And do I want a more precision weapon capability? Let's just take a look at what beam weapons we have options with. Let's see. Specials. Okay, that is what it is. Missiles, we're still just rocking nukes loaded up with everything. We're going to use 3 of them for a good salvo. A lot of firepower. What about beam weapons? The neutron blaster, we're using single heavy mount. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a single heavy mount neutron blaster. So 3 nuclear missiles, 1 heavy mount neutron blaster. Fusion beam continuous. I think we should switch over to the mass driver now. Go heavy mount. It doesn't have any range dissipation either, which is nice. And let's do armor piercing. So we can hit right through to the structure. Better chance of disabling a ship. Maybe leaving it intact. Yeah. And let's just do a single one of those. So 1 neutron blaster, 1 mass driver to kind of pick apart ships. Can we improve our laser cannon? I'll tell you one thing I wasn't really impressed with was how our point defense was not being particularly effective. I'll be real honest with you. I would love an auto-fire point defense mass driver. Let's go to point defense, forward extension. Hit accept. Let's put 4 of those on these ships. So I think missile salvos will be one of the primary weaknesses for this fleet. And so we have the single mass driver, we have the single neutron blaster. We have, obviously, the 3 nuclear missile salvo. Actually, let's take that to 4. Let's get some real shot power here. And then let's put everything else into just a straight-up mass driver salvo, armor piercing, but not heavy mount. And we will build as many of them as possible. 5, yeah, there we go. And 1 more mass driver and point defense. So these ships are going to have a lot of mass drivers on them. And a lot of firepower. Those 5 mass drivers for when we close the gap and we're up really close, armor piercing, they should shoot right through into the structure, do a lot of damage. Neutron blaster, heavy mount, that's just to give us a little bit of punch in case shields get better and to give us a chance of potentially killing some Marines on board, although I don't think we need to do that so much. I don't want to rely on neutron blasters too much, but yeah, that looks like a badass ship. It's more durable because of the heavy structure, better beam attack, and just a lot more shot power. Yeah, there we go. Build it. So we'll put the Purger 1 into production here. We are going to annihilate the Conquered Gnolls, of course, because they're hideous little monsters. We'll put them all into production. Let's do a Marine barracks, obviously, then a colony base, then a supercomputer, then a star base. And then let's switch out any other Purger 1.0s in the queue with Purger 1.1s. Just so I don't forget about that later. Oh, we'll have this one actually really fast. I think these ships will be much more efficacious in combat. So we got a lot of Purgers. Jeez Louise. Some of these are a long way out, though, as you can tell. Others not so far out. Right there. We might actually run out of command points to field a fleet this massive, to be really honest with you. But we will struggle on as best we can. Let's help them with that automatic factory there. And let's get a colonist off of Moretta to Knoll. They'll be there in 4 turns. Perfect. So yeah, we've got a boatload of ships of the line coming in, which actually isn't too bad, considering we lost 2 in that fight. Food is way short right now. That's because we have Knolls functionally in a starvation diet. I'm just checking here. Zubon has a single ship of the line. Kadith, single ship of the line. Zoth, 2 ships of the line and a transport. It's not a bad idea to keep these nasty soccer at bay, but let's send the transport on to Na. And at New Terra, let's send the colony ship to Monas. Yeah, let's do it. And we have ships in retreat from Knoll, and they have their single battleship at Tau. We don't want to leave Na undefended. Do we have a battleship coming in to help them? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, dang it. I could see this battleship counter attacking at Na, and we have 3 colonists there. We don't want to lose it. Oh, that sucks. So bad. We only have 2 ships defending? Wait, does Knoll still have a starbase? Did we capture Knoll's starbase? Oh, that might help us. Hold on. Knoll. I know we're over here on time. Give me a moment. Where's the starbase we captured? I'm frustrated and confused. We took the starbase completely intact. Hold on. We're going to push a missile base up to the top. 2 turns. Yeah, because they have so many people working on it. And we are going to send one of our 2 paladins back to defend Na. I don't know how fast their battleship is. Hold on, let's just advance a turn. I want to see what happens. Null Prime had starvation, that's fine. Automated factories finished at Gamison Na. Oh my. Battleship en route to Moretta. Oh. What do we have here? That's their fleet returning to Tau, and they have another ship coming in, just a destroyer. And we just sent this battleship up. No, that's not a battleship. That is a colony base. Starbase at Moretta? That's perfect. Okay, hold on. There are ways out from the Purger, but we could do a missile base. Let's jump a missile base into the queue. We'll have that in 4 turns. We might actually buy it for them right now. How far off? 2 turns on that fleet. Yeah, this should work. Null had starvation. Missile base finished at Null Prime. Hydroponic farm. Darlock and Cylons are at war. Oh, poor. Geez, the Cylons won't last long in this war. So, real quickly, we're going to go to Moretta. We're going to finish that missile base for 88 production. Perfect. Now, between the missile base and the star base, we should be able to defend ourselves against a single Null battleship. But they'll blockade us for now, which is fine. Listen, that just means that battleship is out of the fight for defending the remainder of their colonies. We just don't have enough ships of the line in the Null system to finish capturing all their colonies for the time being. I'm going to send one of the ships at Zoth on to Moretta to drive off that raider. We've got to defend ourselves. And I think that's where we'll leave it, on a cliffhanger with an invasion fleet coming into Moretta. And we will have our other ships of the line done how soon? Let's sort by producing. 2 turns for the Purger 2. I'm not gonna lie, losing those 2 ships really hurt us. We're at risk of invasion from other Xenos at this point as well. Alright, that's it. This is long enough. Until the next time.